Hey guys, good morning and welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Aditya Orange and in this video we're going to learn about data frame. So data frame is two-dimensional structure in Python Pandas. So we use it to store data. So think of it as like a SQL table. So in SQL table we have columns. Same way here also we have columns and we also have rows. So rows are actually called indexes. So normally index means address of a cell. So I have 3 by 4 2D structure. So the address of this cell is 00. This cell is 01. So we call this address or index. Okay. So but in data frame, the row name is index and the column name is also called column. So we will see how we can create it. So there are multiple ways of creating data frame. So first we can create it using list. Next we can use tuple to create it. Then numpy arrays also. Then one dimensional structure which is series in Python pandas only. We can use that, and we can also use another data frame. So using another data frame will create a duplicate copy of the data frame used. So let's see how we can create it. So we will start with importing pandas first. So now let's create a 2D list first. L equal to so here I have one more. Okay, I have three one-dimensional list inside a list, so a 2D list. Now how can I create data frame? Simple command, the variable in which I want to store data frame equal to, now the pandas nickname p dot, now the function name data frame. So D here is capital, keep in mind, and F also capital. Data frame, and then in the round brackets we have to pass our data. So the data is L list. Okay, so now we have created our data frame. Let's see how it looks. So the individual 1D list inside our 2D list are stored as each row. So list 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 is stored as one row. The next list, the 1D list inside the 2D list, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, is stored as another list. And next list 5, 6, 7, 8 is stored as another row. So each list, 1D list is stored as row. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, and default column names are assigned, and the columns names default are starting with 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, and default row names or index, which is 0, 1, 2. So here the rows are called index. So keep that in mind. So index and columns are assigned default values, system generated. So we can give user indexes and columns at the time of creation as well as after creating. So later we will see how we can reassign the column names and index names. Okay. So using list, that's how a data frame gets created. Now we can use dictionary also. Okay. So that I forgot. So same way tuple and numpy array both are, and list also, they are 2D structures, and we will get data in this format only. So each inside 1D structure will be used as one row in data frame, new data frame. So that's how the tuple and numpy array will be. Same conversion to data frame. Now we will see how a dictionary gets converted to data frame. So let's create a dictionary first. D equal to, so for dictionary we use curly brackets. So dictionary is a key value pair. So we will give a key first. Let's say A. Okay. So first key is A and the value assigned with it after a colon. So key colon then value. So value I'm going to give in terms of list, or we can use tuple also. So values, let's give 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now this is one element. Next element is key value pair again. So key is this, value I'm going to give in terms of list. It doesn't matter. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now one more C, and let's use whatever. So here I'm giving only 3 values, there are 4. So my dictionary is ready, which looks like this. Now let's use b equal to p dot data frame. I'm passing d inside. Okay, so let's see, arrays must all be of the same length, so that's a requirement here. I left the size to be 3, all others were 4. So let's try one more time. So now b is created using data frame. So here key and value, each value is not taken as a row. Okay, so that's the difference between how you create using a list, tuple, lumpy array versus dictionary. So each key value is taken as a column, and the key is taken as column header. So first key is taken as column header, then the values associated with it are taken as column values. Next key is taken as column header, and the values associated with it are taken as column values. So let's see B. So here our D was this. Where's D? So now A is taken as column header, first column name, and the values are column values. B also 5, 6, 7, 8. C 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's the difference how between list, numpy array, tuple versus dictionary, how the data gets converted to data frame. Okay, so I hope you got it. Keep this in mind. So now I was talking. So in dictionary we are giving keys. Now those keys are taken up as column names. So I was talking how we can reassign them later. So let's reassign the values. A is this, previously created using list. Now let's give column names, user column names. So A dot the value properties A dot column. Okay, equal to, now I am giving my data or the column names in terms of list, because I have multiple values. For 0 I have to assign something, for 1 I have to assign something. So let's say ABCD, comma 8, C, comma. So these are character values, so I am enclosing them in quotes, single quotes. You can use double quotes as well. So use both starting and ending end, both should be of same types, either single or either double. So it didn't change. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So the property is A dot columns S. Okay, so now it changed. So 0 is replaced with A. So each column name is replaced with respective corresponding value which we gave. Same way, how see here, properties columns with small everything. So if you see, do capital C, and if I reassign A to ZZ, it didn't change. So properties small columns with this. Now how we can change index? Same way, index. Now here it is not S, indexes. So it should have given error because capital C, it's not doing anything, so it's useless. So it should have given error like something like this does not exist, but it didn't give any error. So keep the columns word in mind with small everything. So let's use X, comma Y. We have 3 indexes and Z. Now let's see A. So indexes or row names are changed. So ABCD XYZ. So that's how we can create and assign indexes later. Indexes and column names. So how we can access this data? So we can use indexing, how we use A square bracket. Then I used to give indexes there in when we were indexing in numpy arrays and list. But here the column names are ABCD, index names are XYZ. So the value 1, which is the first cell, is A and X. So let's see how we can get complete row column first. So if I pass A inside square brackets. So square brackets are used for indexing. So I got first column, which is 1, 2, 5. Okay. So A I got XYZ 1, 2, 5. Then if I want B, so I got the B column. So B column is 2, 3, 6. So I got here 2, 3, 6. Same way if I do C, D, I'll get that 4, 5, 8. Okay, so that's how we can access columns. How we can access rows? There we have to use one function which is called LOC. So earlier in the previous videos also you have seen LOC and ILOC. So here also we will see LOC and ILOC. Okay. So before that, how we can give the assign the index values and column values when we are creating. I showed you how we can reassign them later, but first let's see the command for assigning them at the time of creation. So where is this A dot data frame? We are taking from L, no? So L is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here only data, comma, there are two properties, columns and index. So not L, comma, call. Here either it is calls or call. Let's see, call equal to, I will give A, comma, I want to create similar array. Let's do B. So we will see whether it is changed. B, C, D, comma, E. Okay, comma. This I am pretty sure it is index only. Index equal to X, comma, Y, comma, Z. Okay. Let's see whether it gives errors. So call keyword is wrong. I think it is calls. No? Or columns. Yes, columns and index. So if I see A, now I've created a brand new data frame with columns and indexes assigned at the time of creation. And you saw how we can assign them later on once we have created the data frame. So what was I telling next? How we can access each row columns that we saw. Now we have LOC and ILOC function. Now let's see LOC. So I said LOC. LOC is where we give starting, ending value, rows and columns, and the last element also get included. Everywhere else in ILOC and all other indexing, so if we are doing slicing A to B, A to Z, so we will get A to Y, so Z will get excluded. X, Y, so Y is the second last, so A to Y we will get, Z gets excluded. But in LOC, even the Z gets included. So A dot LOC, square brackets, and then we have two part, row and column. So index and column part. So index, let's say I want starting with X, I want till Y only. Y also I want. So normally I would have to give Z, but in LOC function, if I write Y, it's fine. So that was our index part, and columns from C onwards I want. So starting point is C. So I can leave the later part because I want all the columns after C. So let's see. So X, Y, row part, index part, and from C onwards all the. And here also we can do indexing. So slicing we can do stepping. Stepping I wanted to say. So stepping means, let's say I want everything. So starting with X, everything, endpoint is not defined. So it will take the default end value, which is the last one. And colon colon are 2 dots colon 2. So 2 is the stepping. So after x, it will take not jump of one step, it will take jump of two steps. So x skipping y going to z. So in this also, let's do A. I want till end, so leave it, and stepping of 2. So from x, so see the index x, z. So x, it took 2 steps, so instead of y, straight to z. So z we got, and starting with A. So there is no A, okay. It starts with B, so it took the starting value, we gave A, but there was no A, so it took default the starting value. So from B, it took 2 steps to D. Then after D, there would have been something which came after E, but there was nothing, so we got BD and XZ. I hope you getting this. I have explained this stuff in earlier videos also. So watch them and watch this also one more time. You will get it. So rows part, index part, comma, column part. So that was LOC function. Let's see one more function. So in A I want B and E columns only I want, and X, Y row only I want. Y index and B and E only I want. How can I do that? So first think one by one. Row part, I want Y only. So starting point will be Y. So I want Y only, so ending point also I'll have to give. So either you can give anything, like take the default value and give a huge stepping, so it's after Y it goes out of the range. So I will get Y only, or just give the ending point as Y. So that also you can do. Comma, default stepping, so it will take 1, so I don't need to give. Now the column part, I want B, starting with B, colon, ending I want till E. So all the values will be included because I want E. So if I skip, now the stepping 1, 2, 3. The stepping I want of 3. So I got Y only and 2, 5. So in B we have 2 here, and E we have 5. So that's how we can do this. I hope you understanding this. So now let's see ILOC function. So ILOC, I means normal indexing. So instead of using these labels A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z, we can use numeric values in terms of these character or word labels, names of index and columns. We can use 0, 1, 2, 3 normal indexing, and here the normal behavior works, which is excluding the last part. So 0 to 2 means 0 and 1 only, excluding 2. How it happens everywhere. So in LOC only last value gets included. So, ILOC. So here also rows, if I don't want to do indexing in terms of X, Y, Z, I can, like first the row part, I want all the, let's say first 2 rows only. So if I do 0, so X has 0 corresponding value, Y has 1 here, Z has 2. So 0 till 2. So I am giving 2, it will take 0 and 1 only. Comma. In the columns also B has 0, C has 1, D has 2, E has 3. So let's say 1 onwards. I want the C column till D only. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2 will get included. So see, 0 and 1 for rows. So X and Y I got, and excluding 2, which is Z, and for columns 1 and 2. So C and D I got, excluding E, which was 3. The corresponding value of that column was 3 in numerics, integer. So LOC works that way. Here also we can do stepping. So if I want, let's say 4 and stepping of 2. So 1, then 3. So I am giving 4, so 3 will also get included. So 1 and 3, which is 1 is B, starts from B. So C, D is skipping E. So C and E I will get. And here also you can skip it, default and 2 stepping. So 0 and 2. 0 and 2. So X and Z I got in terms of rows. And C, so B was there. B was 0. So starting with 1, I gave 1 to 4. So 1, 3. So I gave 4, so 3 will get included. 1, 3. After 3, 5, which is not there. So 1 and 3 we got, which is C and E. So I hope you understood all this. ILOC, LOC, and normal this square bracket. So here we give, let's say C. So we got that column C column. That way we can access rows, columns, each value. So exact value, how can we access? Let's say I want the first value. So let's do LOC, na? LOC we can use that. So X, comma, let's say C. So A is this. So X and C, here X and C is 2. So that should have been the first point. But anyways, X and C, particular indexing, like going to the exact cell value, then doing slicing, getting parts of multiple values at a time, slicing with using LOC and ILOC function. So I hope you got it. Same thing in ILOC. How can we do that? Like each point comes up in my mind. So ILOC we use the numeric indexing. So X is, let's do Y and D I want. So Y row D. So 4 I will get. Y is 1, comma, what is D? It is 2. So 1, 2. I got 4. So that was the last point. Nothing extra after this. So I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching and bye.